Well, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I thought I would do a little video here showing one of my favorite books in my collection from a little known artist named Mort Meskin. Give me a second here. This is the first time I'm doing this type of camera thing. So let me make sure I can get this going properly. This type of camera thing. All right. I want to pull it up. So here we go. This is a book called From Shadow to Light, The Life and Art of Mort Meskin. Mort Meskin had a career in comics that spanned over 30 years from the 40s to the 60s. He was working right along with Joe Kubert and, Steve Ditko, guys like that. You'll be able to see his work as high contrast with the way he did his shadows and spotted the blacks in his panels, kind of Alex Tothy. You can tell Alex Toth probably looked at this. I mean, this page right here, just, it's an exemplary page of composition and lighting and just focusing the eye. There's Mort at his drawing table. I couldn't imagine wearing a tie at my desk. That seems like a little overkill these days, but back then these guys, they dressed up for work. There's a nice amount of text in the book. This is an introduction by Jerry Robinson. You guys should recognize that name. Let me get this picture a little better. Of course, it goes through his childhood, stuff like that. I always show some of his early art. Talks about his influences. And I love books like this. I love to be able to read about artists from that time period and just, try to get inside their head and see what they were thinking. So this photo here is from Meskin in the Catskill Mountains in New York. I know some people from up there. I believe he was the first artist to draw Sheena in Jumbo Comics. So that's pretty cool. Pep Comics, there's the Shield. I didn't know of this artist when I was a kid growing up. It wasn't until the Kubert School that I learned of him. And then after that, I found this book probably like 10, 15 years ago. This little splash page here, it's hard to see, but it says a teenage Joe Kubert shows Meskin's influence in this splash page from All New Comics. So this is somebody Joe Kubert was learning from, which stuff like that I think is just awesome. These little figure poses down here are just fantastic, showing the different ranges of motion and stuff. That's very Bern Hogarth. Here they reproduce some splash pages from the Vigilante, some stories he did. So this is all chronological order as well. I should actually go back and read this. I was talking to my buddy Dan Fragga Boom, and I mentioned Mort Meskin, and he's like, who? And I told him, and he's like, dude, you got to show me that book. So Dan, when you get a chance, take a look through this book, my friend. You will love it. It also, this work has a little bit of a Jack Cole look to it as well. Jack Cole, famous for Plastic Man. That Vigilante is really cool. And I believe we'll be getting to it. Here we go. Johnny Quick. I love Johnny Quick. I love the costume. But Mort was I think he was the first guy to create the technique of the multiple figure to show speed. Now, with the coloring back then, they couldn't do even what they were doing in the 70s with the flash, with doing a solid color here, then lighter figures to a solid color there. So it looks just like there's 4 figures of them. But, here's another great example. Johnny Quick moving fast, doing something here, slapping a bad guy with a bass drum there, cymbals on this guy here, trombone or tuba over that dude's head. The way he does the lighting on this guy's suit with the amount of black shadows he puts on it, it doesn't even really look like hard lighting. It's just, back then with flat color. Oh, Fragaboom says he ordered it thanks to me and it's on the way. Dude, that's awesome. Well, now you can get a nice look through it. I love the way he does the black spotting with the shadows on these guys and the clothing. It's not really hard light, because if it was, you'd see lots of shadows on the face and the arm and all this. It's just spotting these blacks on the wrinkles of the clothes. And because of the flat color back then, you're like, yeah, that's an orange suit. This is a brown suit. That's a green suit. That's a blue suit. And these blacks just help give it form and solidity. I love this cover. If I could find this comic and afford it, that's the key, I would probably try and buy it. I love that cover. I love the drawing in this. Just love that motion. I love seeing a whiteout on this original art too. Chris Reeder says shapes of the wrinkles in the clothes are excellent. Oh yeah, dude, exactly. I'm not going to go back, but we'll keep talking about it. I love this splash page here of Johnny Quick coming in and the way he's framed by the clock and the shadows on him, but talking about the shapes of the wrinkles on the clothing, like right here. It's just phenomenal. I mean, this is the type of wrinkles I want to try to get to do. And when I ink my own work, I'm trying to use a thicker brush, not thicker, but a bigger number brush. I used to use a number 2. Now I'm using a number 3, and I even have a number 6, because I just want to be able to slap down a brush stroke like this, because this is just one brush stroke. This isn't outline and fill it in. It's a brush stroke. You see it here as well. Hey, Larry, how's it going, man? Larry Lambert says hi. Here's this, just from that cover, just printed real nice. So cool. So cool. And I think part of what I really enjoy about this is you can tell the pencils underneath weren't super anal retentive tight. He did a lot of drawing in the ink. And that's what Joe Kubert, does as well. And I'd love to do that, but I pencil my stuff so damn tight. Then he worked on Wildcat as well. I think Erwin Hasen created Wildcat, not Mort. Here's a nice 2-page. It's Alex Toth talking about Mort Meskin's work. The dynamic duo, Jerry Robinson and Mort Meskin. So this is Mort inking Jerry Robinson, because Mort also is known for inking. This is all Mort. Once again, kind of like Chris said, the shapes of the wrinkles, you can just see these shapes. And this has a Ditko-esque feel. This has a Steve Ditko-esque feel to it as well, which I just love. Larry says, First Man was a great read. Read it last night. Dude, that's awesome. You're the second person I've heard from. I've gotten a lot of pictures from people that have gotten it, but you're the second person I've heard from that got it and read it. So that's awesome. Another person told me they really liked the story as well. So that's awesome. I'm looking to get working on number 2. Jerry Robinson, inked by Mort. Love this. This is once again Jerry Robertson, inked by Mort Meskin. just the way this face is chiseled and the way it's inked, leaving some light into the black, the way he put the brushstrokes down. It's very, it's very stylized, but it's so three-dimensional, and just this little indication of lights in here. Mignola does that when he fills in blacks on his work, and it just breathes some more life into it, I think. Oh yeah, Chris says great compositions with multiple people. Look at this. This page, I look at this page and I'm like, man, this would take me a little while to draw. But this panel right here, the camera's really far away. So, it's a long shot. You can see full figures of everybody. Is it super dynamic? Not really, because the camera's not right there in the fight. But just all the information you see with, like, I just love the way he puts the blacks down for the wrinkles and the pose of this figure and leading the eye around the page. Chris says, also read First Man last night. Great story, beautiful art. Posted my unboxing on IG. Oh, I got to go to Instagram and look at that unboxing. Thank you very much. So, this book has a ton of great art in it. You just look at this stuff and you can see, Alex Toth being influenced by this. And I'd love to see the pencils to this stuff that Jerry Robinson did, because, you just kind of want to get a sense for how much Mort actually did. Great cartooniness here. This is Jerry Robinson, I believe. Here are some of his pencils. Look at these pencils. They have a Jack Kirby feel to them. And I don't mean Jack Kirby from the 70s. And when he went back to DC and did New Gods, I mean Jack Kirby from the Golden Age, when he first created Captain America and stuff. This stuff has a very Jack Kirby vibe to it. So you can see that Jack was looking at this stuff as well. But everything's here in these pencils to ink this stuff. Side of the pencil for filling in black areas and stuff. I love the way he did those wrinkles. A little Starman action. Golden Lad. He's the Golden Lad. The Golden Lad. Plus the Kid Wizards, Swift Arrow, Air Rover, and Sandusky and the Senator. The Golden Lad. Look at that. These legs have like a Joe Kubert feel. I love seeing influences of some of my favorite artists, and Joe is one of my favorite artists. Look at that figure. Get the variation and the variety in those heads. Just fantastic work. I love this city. I don't know if that's directly from a photo that he referenced, or if he looked at a bunch of photos for the different buildings, but I love the high contrast of it. I love the hidden lines he dropped out. Just let your eye fill in the gaps and everything. It looks like a very high contrast photograph. Some art from Golden Lad. I really need to drink this stuff in. Just like I said, the way he spots the black areas and stuff and the compositions are just so nice. And guys, while you're here, if you haven't already liked the channel, please like it. Please subscribe to it. Please hit the notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything. Man, look at that. Look at the lusciousness of this hair. Very Dave Stevens and Steve Root-esque in the hair. I mean, this guy was just so influential. Bombshell, Son of War. S&K Studios. So a little bit about Simon and Kirby. Yeah, produced by Simon and Kirby, Mort Meskin, associate editor. Mort in Central Park, 1949. Let's see. Let me see something here. So yeah, this is Jack Kirby right here. Great stuff. These are, I believe this is Mort's pencils. Let me get to a caption and read. Ray Griffin ordered. Oh, that's cool. You're going to love this book. Hold on. Let me see. I think that, let's see. Overleaf artwork, Western Tales 32, 1955. Simon and Kirby. Save Kirby. So I guess this is all Jack Kirby stuff. That looks more like Mort to me. I think this might be Mort. Look at this beautiful shot. I mean, I'm in awe of people that do great wrinkles in clothing because I still feel like I struggle doing wrinkles in clothing. These are just gorgeous pieces by Mort, pencils and inks for romance covers. Chris Reeder says, I always enjoy seeing pencils the most. I think it's what I love the most about my Kirby book. Oh, dude, Chris, I'm right there with you. And just so you guys know, the reason I'm not popping comments up on the screen is because I've only got the one camera going and it's my iPhone shooting down. That's why I'm not in it either. And I'm actually looking at your comments on my computer screen. Here's some more. Let's see. Unpublished pencils for most likely Treasure Comics. These are going to be hard for you guys to see probably, but they're, take my word for it, they're gorgeous. Here's some more of Mort's pencils and inks. Horses are very tough to draw. These are just gorgeous. This horse, man, the wrinkles right here, how it's thick, thick, thin. It's contrasting thin and thick lines. Give that variety. Let's see, Meskin at work on a Simon Kirby Studios romance page from 1950. Hard to believe that's 71 years ago. Why Steve Ditko likes Mort Meskin. So that's pretty cool. Oh, this is great stuff. Pencil page from Unpublished Captain 3D. Meskin would never do another superhero comic after this. Look at those pencils. Let's see, I'll lift this up a little bit. Oops, shook the camera. Look at these. Just gorgeous. I mean, that middle panel of him flying with the taxi cab and those buildings. Good night. And he penciled in all that lettering. Woof. And there's so much going on in every panel and great flow too. He starts here, your eye goes up to here, so you get a feeling of flight. This pulls you back down to here, comes down to here, over to him in the car, and the car's directionality leads you this way. Nice police sign there, going into the police building that stops you from leaving the panel. Just great compositions, just great draftsmanship. I mean, this middle panel is just so gorgeous. And the figure work. Yeah, Chris says, check out the peeps in the cab. So cool. Exactly. He is getting in there with the detail. Let me position this better again. Great spread. Just some nice. I mean, you'd think this was Alex Toth, but it's not. Looks like some daily strip stuff he might have been doing. I can't recommend this book enough. Look at that face. So nice. Everybody is so unique. And this looks like it's the whole story. You know, we've got the pirate frogman. True life story. So some more about him and his life. 5 pages following unpublished crime story, which fell victim to the new Comics Code Authority. Pencils by Meskin, inks by George Rousseau. So this is unpublished because of the stupid Comics Code Authority that came around. Look at that gun. That gun is gorgeous. So now we can figure out what the Comics Code had an issue with, because as of right now, this is tame for today's standards. Nothing in there looked bad to me. Pencil sketches for an unknown comic story. Meskin liked to work large, and many of these panels are as wide as 9 inches. Now think about that. I can see this being 9 inches wide and this being 9 inches wide. And this looks so Alex Toth. I doubt that's 9 inches wide, but I bet it's 4.5 to 5 inches across. Some more. Oh, the figure work here. This dude tackling that dude. So Steve Ditko looking. House of Secrets. Let's see. So this little photo is 16 Commerce Street, Greenwich Village, New York, where Meskin and George Rousseau resided. This is drawn by Mort, inked by George Rousseau. These are just sketches when he was out. I mean, just not much detail, but it's all there. 1963. Some color stuff that he did. Another great House of Secrets cover. Little House of Mystery. That looks like it's Alex Toth, but it's not. And I love Alex Toth, but once again, go back to what inspired those guys, you know? Into the Light. What's that? Let's see. Storyboard art for DDBO using a system called animatics. The storyboards would then be crudely animated. Yep, I know what those are. I know Fragaboom knows what those are. Some more advertising art because, you know, once you got out of comics, they had to make a living. Storyboard art for Pepsi. This is all marker. So cool. I love this time period of advertising in the 60s. I love this stuff so much. That's just gorgeous. Do you wish you could live on Pepsi? I gotta be honest, I don't wish I could live on Pepsi. Just saying. Fragaboom says I do, and he ain't talking about living on Pepsi. He's talking about animatics. Look at that. Just markers. Boom. Some more storyboards. Let's see. Yep, these are storyboards as well. Fragaboom says, so good. It is so good. You're going to love this book. It's a great read, too. Scotty's. It's a tree sneezer. Okay. Just love this marker stuff. Then we're getting to the end. It's a nice marker piece. Don't know what it's for. This is just some messing around. Meskin felt he struggled with rendering faces in his personal work. He drew them by the dozens. Man of many talents, as you can see. And we are getting to the end. That is it. That is the end of this book. From Shadows to Light, the art of Mort Meskin. So there you go. Definitely get it. Fragaboom says Amazon has a window of March 31st to April 7th. So Dan, you got something to look forward to now, brother. I will see you Thursday night on the Professionals. And this has been From Shadow to Light, the life and art of Mort Meskin. I would also like to say for people, Ray Griffin, thanks, Andy. Can't wait to get this. Great book. Share, Andy. You guys are welcome. Now, let's not forget, First Man is still available on Indiegogo in demand. So you guys can get that. So let's just flip through First Man, shall we? This is what it's going to look like when you get it. You pull that out of the bag. And then in the back, whoa, look at all this stuff you're going to get. You can get the old First Man trading card, First Man magnet, Penumbra two-sided bookmark. Oh, yeah. And because you guys are so special, I threw in a Jungle Lords Ultra trading card for the flip book, which is you can add on the campaign when you check out. And then here's the actual book. First Man, signed and everything. Oh, yeah. Chris says my magnet is on my fridge. Fragaboom says get the program book too. Oh, he's talking to me to show the program book. So this is First Man. It's on Indiegogo right now. So I'm just going to do a flip through of it. Like I said, it's on Indiegogo, so you can go get it. See what I did there? It's fun, exciting superhero stuff. I try to wow you with the art. Oops. There's my fake hostess ad. And then the program book. Here's the program book. Starts with a nice Alan Davis. Right, J. Scott Campbell, Kevin Nolan, Brandon Peterson, Bart Sears, Alan Weiss, Adam Hughes, George Perez, Mike Zeck, Brian Hitch, pencils. Brian Hitch, my inks. Mike Rowingo, Tom Lyle, two of my friends that passed way too soon. Mark Beecham, Eric Larson, Jim Starlin, pencils, my inks. The pencils, the Bart's variant cover, no less. Layouts, unused art, a pinup if you want to take the staples out. Some sketches of animated looking First Man and Penumbra, because I love drawing in different styles. Layouts to pages. Now I'm skipping. Pages I never used. The sculpture. My drawing for the sculpture and the sculpture. And it ends with a pinup of Dragon and First Man that I had recolored by Ross Hughes. And very last but not least, a drawing I did of First Man in 2005, inked by none other than Scott Williams. Look at that, guys. So it's on Indiegogo. Check it out. I would love it if you supported the book. And I am out of here, guys. So thank you again for joining me. I'm going to flip the camera so you can see my mug. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do another flip through of another book. It's the Frank Frazetta Alexander Gallery edition book from when Frazetta's work was in the Alexander Gallery in New York. You could only get this book. It's a nice hardcover at the gallery, and Valiant Acclaim at the time took us all there and hooked us all up with the book. That'll be my next one. So I will see you guys later. Bye.